Welcome back to the SpewnedIt Podcast.
Oh, what are you sipping there? Got some tea?
Sipping some good old tea. In
Sport?
basically what these things get renamed or get nicknamed Noah's Ark all the time. So it's Sports Direct, not a sponsor, by the way. This is not an ad.
Yeah.
However, they do make fantastic mugs, and I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, is my camera gone? I'm pretty sure when you do like an order or something particular, you can get like one of these mugs. So, anyways, they're fantastic for tea. Also, no one in the house likes them because they're too much. So I'm like, yeah, that's me every day, no doubt about it. Because I think one thing, like I love tea, right? You'll know this.
Of course,
it's not exactly,
of course.
It's not exactly a mystery. However, I do feel like the vessels that we use for tea are too small. Why are you giving me something that's like 2-3 sips? You know, give me a basin. Give me something with sustenance.
I'm a big mug fan.
You
myself.
are a massive mug yourself. Do you know
I've got this is like I've got a couple of these matching. I've got this one, which is like a little thinner but a little taller, so it's about the same.
I know
I've got
that
one.
I recognize that one. I'm pretty sure
You've
I've
used
had
this
a cup of
probably.
tea in that one.
I believe you have.
Yeah, it's strong.
It's good.
Yeah.
We have one that's a little shorter. It's kind of one of those ones that's like almost like a two-tone. It's got like the bottom of it is like that kind of stone. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah.
It's like a fancier. It's small, but it looks nice at least. And then I have one Star Wars one that's just it's like that big. It's like a bowl. And it's huge, and I love it. And I'll just throw that in.
I feel like I'm going towards I don't know how practical they are, but like I'm going towards almost having rather than a mug with like a handle, just like a bowl of tea, and actually just like holding it, just like that, just like cradling it,
there you go.
like Baby Yoda. Kind of thing, but I feel the thing that I'll do is like on like a Saturday or if I'm like working from home, rather than make like a cup of tea, I'll make a cup of tea and a pot of tea. So I will just take it all up to like my office, which is here, and so just on the side right here to my left, I'll just have like this pot just sitting there. And so that's better. That's kind of like 2, maybe 3 cups of tea. Just a little top up. Boom,
Smart.
You know what I mean?
Smart.
And it just, it makes a difference. It makes a difference because, I don't know. Tea is just, tea's so good, man. I love it.
I feel the amount thing. When I make my pot of coffee, I'm not making 1 cup. I'm making two, probably 3 at least, and then I'll put like, a cup and a half, 2 cups in my little thermos thing that keeps it hot forever. It's so good.
Yes,
and then that's what I'll take to work. So I have it like the whole day, basically, if I'm not, chugging. And then usually there's more coffee when I get home. So I'll just reheat that. I've heard you're not supposed to reheat coffee. I haven't done any research, but I don't know why not. It's like,
I can understand.
It's bean juice, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I know you don't want to leave it for days and days, but an afternoon, maybe next morning,
what I mean?
little reheat. It's like
I can understand not reheating like chicken, right? That kind of makes sense.
Sure.
What is going on in the coffee that means I can't reheat it? Right? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also bean juice is so clever. That's like. That's a
not
horrifying
original
thought. No, it's horrifying as well. Where did you get it from? Because I've heard that before.
It's I got it from. Do you remember Jake and Amir from College Humor? Those guys.
No, I can't.
Okay, they had they were like early College Humor guys. And they had a series called Jake and Amir where they would just be ridiculous with each other, and it was just them usually. Actually, they had Ben Schwartz on a few times, like for a whole series.
Oh, wow.
The guy who does the voice of Sonic, which is hilarious now to think about. But anyway, they made a podcast network called HeadGum, and they did kind of a similar sort of series with their employees. And one of them said bean juice in a sketch, and it's always like stuck with me. It's very
just
silly.
Lived there rent free.
Yeah,
I figured out something crazy the other day. Right. So, Jensen, what would you call olive oil? Right, if you had to put it in like a category of kind of like a condiment or a sauce, I don't think it's either of those two. But where would you put it in a category?
If I can't call it an oil, you mean? Like, because I call oil. It's like we've got olive oil, vegetable oil,
Yeah.
avocado oil. If I had to say something else,
Yeah,
I guess I would put like ingredient or dressing. You know, I don't know, because like we use it on salad, or I fry stuff with it, basically, or put it in a baked good.
Well, here's something for you. You know, next time you need like just a glass of something refreshing, and you're like, oh, I could have a fruit juice.
Oh, there you go.
Olive oil is
fruit
juice, which I think is an abomination. I don't think that's okay. I mean, it makes sense because it's the juice of an olive. But like, why? Why do you? I wasn't blessed by receiving that information. I think I was talking about that at work. It must have been just the other day, and I was like, I can't keep this to myself because that throws me off in a major way.
It reminds me of like
it's actually a fruit juice.
The same kind of vein as like if tomatoes are fruit, is ketchup a smoothie? You know, it's like no. It's really not.
It's not.
But like, if you want to get really technical, you could make the argument.
Doesn't that make like, aren't bananas like herbs or something, or like or something like that?
They're a fruit because they come off the tree and they have seed. Yeah. It's like the technical definition is kind of silly, but it's like a fruit is like the product of a plant. So that's why like a potato, which is a root, is not a fruit, but like an avocado would be a fruit. So like that's like the technical definition, but like usually most people call a fruit is like the sweet part of the plant.
To be fair, shouts out to Ugandan avocados, man. I miss those.
Oh, dude,
avocados
we had all those trees in the yard. That was sick.
Yeah.
I will say, speaking of avocados, I didn't even like avocados. Just didn't vibe with them. I think I was okay with guacamole because it had other stuff in there, but like maybe the texture I didn't enjoy it. The first time I just started eating them and started to enjoy them was at your house when I was there for IY, and we'd have the same meal, 2 times a day, and then bread for breakfast, which, living on a budget, I get it, but it was like anything to add a little bit of flavor to my life. I was like, I will take it. Bananas.
Yeah, that was tough.
Which I already love. Bananas are great, but like, you guys had that tree too, didn't you? In the, excuse me, in the Kampala house. I want to say that's where you got them from. Maybe. I think in the first house that we moved into, we maybe had one. Did you?
When we moved to the place around the corner to Auntie Judith's place, bro, we had like at least 3. Like we went that's what I'm thinking of. Like in bucketfuls. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, wait, because that's
the one I was in. Yeah.
Was it Brevin who?
Brev was the first house.
He was at the first house. Yeah. Right, okay. Well, yeah. Bro, we had like at least 2.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why we had it, because it was just growing on the lane. It was sick. It was sick, and they're enormous too. Like avocados in our store are like little tiny things.
Oh, they're tiny,
they were like,
man. They're tiny.
Boom.
Like, it was easy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I do. I think they seeing the avocados here, or like even just in the West, they make you appreciate the joy of like homegrown El Natural avocados. Whenever I think of avocados, I think of those like that period of time that we had. I can't remember who set up this little business, but do you remember where there was the like I can't even remember what they were called, but just like the kind of I guess you'd call them like chips, the kind of crisps that you would have with guacamole dip.
Yes,
and people were home making them. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
like
I do.
Hope? Oh my gosh! And whenever I think of like avocados with guacamole, I just think of that, because they were like, just all of it being like homemade deliciousness was wow.
Yeah,
I missed that. That was cool. I really missed that.
That was
a good time. I'm gonna go watch a new film later on today. Actually, on the day of recording.
Wait, can I guess?
Cinema with a mate. Yes, of course you can.
Is it Better Man?
Wow.
Or no?
No, that was pretty incredible. Yeah, I was straight on the money. How could did I tell you?
No, you didn't. No, that I know, because B and I have been talking about going to the movies, and that's like the only movie that looks interesting, and I love the concept.
I don't even know out at the moment. So yeah,
I don't even know anything about the guy really, but the trailer
you don't know
intrigued
about
me.
Robbie Williams.
No, wow. I don't.
Wow.
I don't.
I'm interested about the concept. So okay, so for those who haven't seen like any trailers or heard anything about it, basically Robbie Williams he's quite a big star over here in the UK. Kind of like like mums and people in their midlife crisis stage absolutely love the socks off Robbie. He's a fantastic musician, to be fair. I think he was part of a boy band at the start of his career, and he's had quite an interesting life. But the main bit I want to touch on here is the fact that in the film, he is portrayed as a monkey in a human world. And the reason is because he's like, my head works like no one else does. I'm going to be honest, I was really not convinced the first time I saw the trailer. So, Jens, I like how you are, because can I hear from you, like, why? Why are you interested in this concept?
Well, so I have a slight problem with, like, most musical biopic movies, because they're all shockingly similar, right? You've got the rock star, you've got either the origin of him or how he meets the band, then they're like, you know, they're grungy, they're underground, right? They're just trying to make it. They live in a van, you know. It's all everything. They're like,
the classic,
you know, maybe they have some trouble with their family or their friends or whatever, right? And then they finally get their hit song. They're getting a little radio play. They sign with some record. Then the record like doesn't agree with them, and they're like having conflict. And then they ultimately turn out to be right because they're successful, and that's why they have a movie. And then probably there's drugs and alcohol and blah, 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 all this happening with somebody. And they go through that whole phase, and maybe they get through it. Maybe they struggle a little bit. Maybe the band breaks up for a second, and they come back together, and then they ride off into the sunset. And it's every single one, right? And I was picturing Bohemian Rhapsody when I went through that, which sucks because the music made that whole movie, obviously, right?
Well, without a doubt.
And so it was a fun watch, but just because of that, I think. I mean,
Rami Malek's performance as well.
His performance was good. The teeth were a little overboard, I will say. It was a little too much.
I agree, yeah. I think they were a little...
But in terms of performance, it's certainly an interesting story, but, like, it just, you know, I always get the feeling that they're not really telling the actual story. So that's why whenever they do something a little bit different, or one of my favorite musical biopics that's a fake one is Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. It's a parody of, like, that exact formula. And I think specifically it's a parody of, I'm blanking on his name. He's the guy that sings Hurt, like the cover that they show in Logan and stuff. Johnny Cash.
Oh, yes.
And it's basically that whole exact premise.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's comedy, and so he goes through all the things, but it's very dramatic and hilarious. Excuse me. And but so many movies just follow that formula. So to see a movie that do something a little bit different, like this one Better Man, where he sees himself as a monkey a little bit because he's just kind of out there and crazy and wild. I think it works. And the animation looks incredible, at least from the trailer. I mean, to portray yourself that way, and just to make it like, hey, I was wild. It was, you know, a crazy time. I did wild stuff, and I thought of myself as different from other people. That's a great way to illustrate it. And I think back even to like the Rocket Man,
I haven't seen that, and I don't know why. The Elton John one. Yeah.
Elton John, yeah.
It
was also
why I haven't.
Another just kind of interesting take. It was way more of like a musical in the set that it had like all these big sets, and he would start singing a song and everything would change. You know, it was just like different and made it a spectacle, which I think is what you kind of have to do.
Okay.
I think too often we get that scene in the musical where they're like touring or whatever, and you just get like they're doing the songs and they're showing the shows and they like travel across this and it's just the same every single time. And it's fun because it feels like a music video because you love the music and that's why you're watching the movie.
Yes.
So just to see, and I don't know, I haven't seen Better Man. I imagine probably it's not like, it doesn't have none of those things that are in other movies, but at least the premise itself is something new to the genre that I think would be interesting to see. So.
Okay. Yeah. Heard. I think my eyes have been, maybe even just a little bit more open to it. I think I saw the trailer when we went to the cinema to watch Gladiator. The second one,
same.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So, I think I was just a bit shook. I was just like, what? I've not seen anything like that before. It just seems so bizarre. Do you think that was his idea, or was it someone else's idea that was pitched and then he latched onto it?
I bet it was his. I don't know much about him, so you might be able to tell me more than
I would
don't
know. I'd be like, I'll know his music. But
okay.
I don't think
you
I
don't
even
know
knew
like
he
his
was part of
story.
a band or his story.
Okay.
Really, like
Okay.
the friend that I'm going with,
Yeah.
he is much more of a fan of kind of slightly more old school music. And so I think he knows a little bit more than me. So it'll be interesting to going into that kind of like aware of who he is later on in his life. But at the early stages, I think it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it'd be cool if you and B get to see that. Like maybe next time we record,
we can chat about
we
it.
should see if we can do a little bit of a talk about that. But I mean, I'll see because I'm hoping that as well with this kind of thing, you know, and because I guess there are a few things that make a good cinema film, and I'm thinking that this does have what it takes to do that, you know. But firstly, I guess like the scale of it, you know, the music, I have no doubt is going to sound fantastic. But it's like, right, okay, like, you know, does this have what it takes to be something a little bit different? And I don't know. I guess from first thought, I was thrown off because it was so bizarre. I haven't really thought about it more, but you know, I guess I'm willing to see another side of it now. I think you may have changed my heart to that, Jen. So fair play, well done,
Indeed.
done.
Indeed, yeah, no, it definitely looked interesting. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts, and hopefully I'll be able to go see it as well. But
yeah, really weak. Like form of I don't know of films that we're living in at the moment. Like there was very little else to go and see. My mate was like, "Look, I'd love to go watch the Paddington," which like looks decent to be fair.
I've heard they're good, but it's got to be in a mood for that kind of thing. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
the first one was top tier. But it's like you've got there's 3 now. It's like, you know, how long are you going to keep flogging the same horse?
Yeah. The other one, I mean, ironically, another musical movie. I don't know a ton about Bob Dylan, but I heard that one was pretty good. The Timothy Chalamet
to be fair,
one.
I had a message from someone the other day saying that was top tier. They accidentally, I don't know if this, when they messaged it to me, I don't know if this was autocorrect, but instead of Timothy Chalamet, they called them Tim Chardonnay, and I was like, I kind of like that. Maybe that should be like like an alter ego that he's got, Tim Chardonnay.
There you go.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard good things about that. Gosh, he's everywhere at the moment as well, isn't he?
Everywhere.
Timothy. He does everything. Yeah, it's amazing. You know what? Fair play, because like he must not be having a day off at the moment. And I don't know. I respect the grind. I kind of respect how hard he's working. Yeah. Would you go watch that?
I'd be vaguely interested. I know like a tiny bit about Bob Dylan, not really anything. So it intrigues me. I mean, it's always interesting just to see the story, but again,
it is interesting though. You know, in kind of like that form that you were breaking down before, in terms of like the whole idea of the you know, like the classic musical like
formula.
Thinking back to the trailer that I've seen for that, is there anything that stands out? No. Not really. Like the cast is fantastic, but the cast is always going to be fantastic with this kind of thing because they've got the money to play with. So, yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. That has kind of made me think about it in a slightly different way rather than just mocking it. Very. I'm literally just running through that formula that you gave me in my head, and it's like, yeah, that just ticks every single box. You know, like yes, there's a girl and he gets distracted, and there's fame and there's money and there's drugs and blah de blah de blah. You just go right around the same merry-go-round, man. Yeah,
maybe that's just more of a question of like, why has that happened to every rock star? You know, like, are people just incapable of not falling into vices as soon as they have the opportunity to get away with it or whatever? Yeah, so that's an interesting thought too.
That is an interesting thought.
But I don't feel like they ever really explore that. It's more of like, and also the other thing, you want to like, a lot of the time, the people they're making the movies about aren't around anymore too, in the case of like Freddie Mercury, for example. And I think
Elvis.
They don't want to like disrespect the memory, and so they don't want to like show too much. And so then it feels like you're getting like this watered down version. The Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie in particular, like the scene that I thought was just kind of funny. And I guess so it was like when Freddie Mercury's having the party at his house and the rest of his bandmates are all like married or whatever, and he's like, no, you gotta stick around and party, baby. And then they're like, no, our wives are here, we're gonna go home and you gotta chill out, man. It was just like, all right, I know you 3 are still around. Did this happen, or are you just trying to make yourselves look a little better for the audiences? Who knows? But it just seemed a little bit far-fetched to me that he's the only one of the whole band that's like into this kind of lifestyle at this point. I was like, Maybe. Who knows?
Did you see because there's been quite a few others. Obviously, like there was the Elvis one. It's definitely like the trend at the moment. So there was the Elvis one. There was the
I missed that one.
There was the Amy Winehouse one. Yeah, I haven't seen many of them at all. There was was it the Tina Turner or the
yes.
Was that the other one?
Oh man.
Or was it?
No, it was Whitney Houston. Was it?
Yes, no, I think it was Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Then there was that one as well, and I've heard, I don't know.
Then there was Bob Marley too. Bob Marley came out not too long ago as well.
I do need to watch some of these. There was I know this is slightly off piece, but there was the Marilyn Monroe one as well. And I saw there was this moment in time that I think someone was watching it in the house. I was going off to play football, but I watched like a few moments of that before I headed off, and that looked like flipping brutal. Like that did not leave like much to the imagination at all in terms of like just what she went through. And that was like, whoa, that was very intense. That was like flip. Because I see what you're saying, that there is a certain degree of like, look, a lot of these stories were horrible because of, yes, like the influence from other people, but also just the influence of the fame, on top of the fact that a lot of these people were, yes, very talented, but also just, like just painfully insecure, and then just, given all this pressure and all this opportunity, it's interesting to see how, like you say, a lot, it's a painfully similar pattern of what happens to people when they're in that limelight. So, I don't think I'd watch the rest of the Marilyn Monroe one, because I kind of got the idea of just like, gosh, that was horrible.
I think a part of it too is like, a little bit is confirmation bias, right? Where we see the movies that look like this because those are the interesting stories to tell. Like if you have a really clean image and you don't go through a lot of hardships, like why would they make a movie about you anyway? It's like if it's all just an upward trend, and then you reach your peak, and then you just kind of play your hits, and all the fans love you, and it's just no controversies. Like nobody's gonna watch that show or movie. So I get it. It just is interesting how formulaic they are, and that could just be a product of like, hey, that movie made $1 billion. Let's do it again. And that happens all the time as well. So I'm sure that contributes. I'm sure their stories don't look exactly the same as we see in the movies anyway.
No.
But that's why it's helpful to like read the books, right? Like in those scenarios, like I love reading people like a memoir or something like that. It's just very interesting to hear how different people portray like themselves and how they grew up.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's especially if you get the chance to read like an autobiography. I think they're always interesting because
yes, for sure.
They can really, really open the door to how people saw their life in their eyes, kind of thing. I think is always interesting. I wonder as well at how long the trend is going to last for, because we're very much in the age of like, are they called biopics? Is that what they're called?
Usually, yeah. Musical
biopics, that kind of thing. We're very much in that age of like, right, this is what's popular, which, I don't know, like, is it concerning to a degree that, like, we love watching these people's stories of reality, of, these people that are in that limelight, and we think, wow, they've got it all together, whereas actually you see under the surface, you see behind the curtain, and is it bad that there is real entertainment, and not only that, but there's money to be made in seeing that reality? Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how long it lasts for, and see how long the creators keep on trying to do it for, before they maybe realize like, okay, actually maybe people are moving on because it's too depressing, or maybe we want to try a different spin on things. Or maybe you do just tell a happy story. Just tell someone's happy
positive
story.
Yeah.
Positive vibes. Do that.
Yeah.
Place, I guess, but it's
one thing while you're saying that I thought of is like, sure, there's like, so many bands. You could tell you could make these movies forever if you wanted to, and sure, it goes back generations. Like it's not like, this is the 10 years where we've been making these things. They go back forever, right? Excuse me. But I wonder if now, like, say 20 years time, right? You get like the top artists of our day, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift, all these guys, they're currently like in their heyday, and they're making the documentaries now. So do we even get like a biopic 20 years from now when it's like, why would we do that when we already saw the story as it was happening on social media, in the documentaries on Netflix and wherever else? Like, it almost feels like, does it bleed dry at that point? Because kind of the two types of movies you get is sometimes you'll get the documentary with like all the unseen footage, right, from when the band was touring, and it's been locked away in a vault, and then it's unsealed now. You can watch it and make a story out of it. Or you go back and there's all these dramatic detail that you get or whatever. But it's because the story hasn't been told in movie form before, and right now we're living in an age where everything is in movie form or video form of some kind, like all the time. So I wonder, it'll be interesting if it just dies out for that reason.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are so many that are in the process of being made right now. Like I think like people are so keen, and especially at this moment in time, I think like after seeing the amazing success of like, I mean, the one that I can really go back to, I think for me, is The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary, which is fantastic, but it showed that from early on, these guys were like, yo, this guy's a star. And I just like, on one side, it's like, gosh, that's brutal. Like people aren't even thinking, yo, this is a human being. People are thinking, in 10 years' time,
he's going to be
the money
a
that
spectacle.
we're going to make.
Yeah.
And since the success of that, I have no doubt that has lit so many light bulbs in people's minds for people like you said, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber. Oh my days, they're gonna have a field day with this poor guy who's gone through so much. They are gonna have a fantastic time trying to make as much money as they can out of his life story. When I think about, when you think about people like Drake or Kendrick Lamar, like, people that are, I don't even want to know what's going on behind the scenes, because I think there will be so much planning and forward thinking that the people themselves, the people who the story is focused around, they probably won't actually even benefit from. Maybe their families will. That'd be nice. That'd be a good thought.
Yeah.
But they certainly won't. And it's like, man, are we, at the end of the day, when it comes to the core, are we actually treating these people right? And are we enjoying them and their talent and their amazing creativity of what they're bringing to the table? Or are we just thinking, what can I get from this?
Bleed them dry for all they're worth kind of thing.
Who cares? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They signed the paper. They signed the dotted line. Who cares?
They asked for this life. In some way, I mean,
oh man,
it's
like, yes, kind of, but like, just be good to people.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, no,
I think it's brutal. I think it's brutal.
Tricky, but it's like also, I mean, I also see the other point of like, well, they maybe their house burned down, but they've still got $200 million in the bank. Like, I've got nothing. You know what I mean? Like with the LA fires right now specifically.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, it sucks for everybody. Like, your house is your home. You got memories there. There's more than just a building. Sure. But for some people, that's like, that was their retirement, like
for some people that
is what they had. So it's just brutal. Yeah. But I think it's very eye opening to think about, how do we in general just treat each other, and can we have empathy for people in a better off situation than us? Like,
yes.
And it's hard. I get it. Like, it's easy to look over there and be like, yeah, but he could do an Instagram post tomorrow and make $100,000. I won't make that in a year at any point in my life. Maybe. Like, it's just different. But at the same time, at the end of the day, everybody goes through stuff, right? I'm falling behind a little bit, but with my brother's kind of tea, and we're trying to read through the Bible in a year. So it's like,
nice,
it's like roughly,
man. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. So it's like roughly 3 or 4 chapters per day. And they try to do it chronologically as well. So in the middle of Genesis, which obviously is the beginning, we read through the entire book of Job, which I think I'd read it before, but it kind of hit me a little bit different, because here's a guy who's got everything. He is a wealthy man. He's doing it right, and then he gets everything taken away. And it's like, yes, he did have those things, and he was enjoying a much better life than any of his slaves, any of the people around him probably, but when it's all gone, what are we? Just people at the end of the day, right? And so it's just, you could think about, while you still have those things, there's still people too. They have struggles. Everybody has insecurities.
Sure.
There's stuff going on. But I don't know.
And I think I couldn't agree more, because also think about it like this: if you were in that position, surely you would want someone to think about you in that way as well.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a cycle.
So it is a cycle. So often we can be defined by, what we've got rather than actually who we are. And I think the thing is that when it comes down to it, like true empathy isn't meant to be easy. If you're actually pouring your heart out to someone and saying, you know what, I feel sorry for you, but not only that, but I want to try and relate and I want to help, even just by being here and comforting you. That isn't meant to be easy. You're putting your own feelings to the side. You're maybe putting your own time to the side. You're investing energy in someone else where, realistically, you may not actually care. But maybe you're making the decision, you know what? This person is another human being. And I do that, even if that's all you can relate on, the fact that they're a human being, that's enough. Go with that. Go with that and lead on from there and see what else happens. I think our hearts will be really challenged, if we start to think like that. And just think, rather than what are our differences, what are our similarities?
Yeah.
Suddenly you're like, oh, actually, we're more alike than I think.
Yeah.
And there's so much more that you can relate on and have empathy for as well.
Yeah.
Man.
I totally agree.
Get us in charge of something. You know what I mean? Get us in charge of something
Ooh,
somewhere.
Put a mic in front of our hands. Get us on a pot. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. No, wait. Get that one. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. When's the SpewnedIt movie coming? 2047,
The musical
SpewnedIt
biopic.
Story. The musical biopic that started it all. Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, man. I love it. On a serious note, though, please do, if you're listening to this or watching this, firstly, thanks for being here. Thanks for being involved in this conversation. Definitely. Let us know what you think. Yes, about kind of, the films, but also some of the deeper stuff that we've been chatting about, the empathy, and everything that we've been going into. We would love to hear from you on that. You can comment on the audio on Spotify, can't you? You
yep.
can do that now,
leave a little chat.
You can also obviously comment on the YouTube video as well. But make sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Leave us a review and make sure to follow us if you're on Spotify. But thank you so much for taking the time. This has been an absolute joy. From Joel and Jensen, we're going to see you again very, very soon. But until then, God bless. Stay safe. Look after yourself.
Boom.